check it out. What's up everybody, Super X fan here for another weekly update. So as you may see, in this one I'm not moving. That's because I'm going to do a slightly different video this week. So what I'm going to do, basically there's nothing new with the BRZ this week, but I want to answer two questions. Well, one is a request. A lot of people said they've been wanting to see a walk around of the car and a detailed look at it, you know, in the past year that I've had it. And also people were wondering how the paint's holding up over the, 17,000 miles that I've had the car now. So I figured I'd give you a little walk around, show you the chips in the paint and how the paint's holding up, and then we'll go on to the news and of course the acceleration at the end. Alright, so as far as the exterior goes, it's holding up pretty well. I mean, Subaru paint is famous for being pretty thin and easily chipping, so I just did a quick wash of the car just so you can see most clearly how it's looking right now. So up front here, I don't know, hopefully the camera will be able to pick it up, but you'll see there's a few little chips in this, it's just the white little specks. I mean, again, this is so light that you might not even be able to see it on the camera, but nothing too deep, nothing too bad. This front piece down here is starting to get quite a bit more chipped. If you can see that, it's pretty well chipped up. A lot of white specks going along there. Coming down through here. Got some chips here. These ones are actually kind of deep, and little gouges almost in the paint right there. And for anyone that's wondering, I don't have a clear bra on this car. I don't have OptiCoat or anything like that. Just normal waxing and that's it. So headlights have a few little nicks and stuff here and there. The fenders also, you can kind of see some little white specks there and there. And then as far as the hood, there's one pretty good one right there, nice chip. The chip here. Otherwise, I mean, there are some chips here, few, going across the hood here. There's another one here. I wish the sun wasn't so bright right now, so this would be easier to see, but have some here, here. I got a nice little gouge right down here from a rock or something that kicked up. Have another little speck right here. And that's it though. Otherwise, everything's holding up well. There's no chips in the back here. No chips really in the back bumper or anything. And then as far as the windshield goes, there's really only one chip here from the windshield, and that's about it. So as you can see, it's a little chipped up. I mean, it still looks fine, from 5 feet away it looks perfect. Whenever you're, right here, you can kind of see pretty decently, but yeah, so I mean, me personally, I don't like to do any of the clear bra stuff because I don't like the orange peel look that it gives the, paint surface whenever you have the vinyl on there, and it costs like $1,000 to do the whole front end with clear bra. I can get the whole front end probably repainted for about $1,000. So for me, if it gets so bad that I can't stand it anymore, I'll just get it repainted. That's my personal preference. I know most people adore their clear bras and they think I'm absolutely insane for not putting a clear bra on this car, but that's just my personal preference. So yeah, I mean, obviously a clear bra would work too if you don't mind having the orange peel kind of look to it. Then the clear bra would be fine too. But yeah, I mean, it's held up pretty well though. I mean, I think one of the things that's really helped this car to endure so well with the paint is that you have this black, mustache piece, and this is all plastic. And as you can see, it's a little chipped up too, but this is plastic, so it doesn't really matter. And that's an easy part to replace. If you wanted to just swap that out after a few years, but really getting gouged and ugly looking, you could always swap that out. But if you think about it, this and I mean a little bit right up here, but really, I mean, this black piece takes most of those hits. So I don't know if they had that in mind whenever they put that piece there, or if that was just purely styling and it just so happened that it saves the front bumper of the car a lot. But that really does help the car. And the FRS, that's just straight paint. So I feel like an FRS will be a lot more liable to getting some chips on the front bumper because the nose comes down farther on that car. With this car with the black piece right there, I think it kind of saves the front end a little bit so you don't have quite as much paint abuse going on from rock chips. And also I'd like to note that, you know, I have about 7,000 highway miles probably on this. So a lot of these miles are highway miles. If you did mostly street driving, didn't go on the highway a whole lot, it would probably look even better. But, you know, this is just from lots of driving back and forth to school last year and things like that. So, and also, I'll do a few other little things about this car aside from the paint. You know, some of you might not have seen the exhaust in a while, so show you how the exhaust is holding up. It's been, you know, about 10,000 miles I think that I've had this exhaust on there, and you can see it's nice and shiny still. I mean, the tips are kind of black because I don't really get a chance to polish them too often. I haven't had this up on a lift to polish the exhaust system at all, so this is from driving through the winter and everything and just normal daily washes, and that exhaust is holding up really nicely. No rust or anything at all, so it's a pretty high quality unit. I still love the sound, as you know, and so that's that. And a lot of people have been asking to see the intake too, and they're curious about the intake, and that was the first modification I did to the car. So I'll pop the hood here and show you what that looks like. Alright, so here we go. We have the hood popped, and here's the intake. As you can see, I was one of the first ones to order this air raid intake, so they gave this special edition silver top to this instead of the normal anodized black cover that comes on these normally. And the screws that they had from the manufacturer for this intake, they popped out easily, so I had to put some lock washers in and some bigger screws in here to hold these down, and so that's on there nice and tight. And as you can see, the stock intake normally takes up this whole area. The whole front end here is filled with that intake. You have a silencer normally over here, but with this, it just, you know, goes straight to the basic box, and it goes right into the intake manifold. So this is all cleared out here, so you can see that fan and everything. It gives you a little bit more room in the engine bay in case you want to do other things like turbos and whatnot. But yeah, that's about it, guys. So just wanted to give you a little walk around of the car. So yeah, anyway, I'll send it back to me at the desk to do the news. Right, so for this week's news, the first thing I want to talk about is this 2014 Camaro Concept that was kind of leaked whenever some spy photographer around Detroit got pictures of them filming Transformers 4 and caught this brand new sleek looking Camaro driving around as one of the characters in the new movie. And Chevy's kind of playing this off as, oh yeah, it's a concept we're going to release. Pretty sure this is pretty close to what the revised Camaro is going to look like, because as many of you know, Mustang and Ford, they're going with, you know, getting rid of the retro stuff for the most part, and they want to do, you know, sleek, like Ford Fusion style headlights, and they're going to have, you know, a new bolder grille and all that kind of stuff. So they're getting rid of the retro stuff for the new Mustang, most likely. So Chevy is always right on the heels of Ford, or vice versa. They're always competing with each other, and so they're going to reflect each other in the way the cars are styled and things like that. So Chevy is also probably going to be ditching, you know, the old school round single headlights on each side and going with something a lot more sleek, modern. And this looks like just a thinly veiled, I mean, there's a few things that obviously aren't production ready on this car, but it's clearly, I'm pretty confident this is going to be what the new Camaro looks like. I mean, and it looks fantastic. I think, you know, I personally like the retro stuff, and I'll be sad to see it go, but I know most people are very eager. They want the modern, sleek-looking stuff, so this should be really popular. And it does look good. Still has the classic proportions, you know, just has a more modern front end. I think it looks pretty good, though. So I thought that was kind of funny, though, that that kind of leaked out, I think, earlier than Chevy had planned. Another thing I want to talk about leaks and stuff, is the 2014 Mini Cooper. It's brand new. They completely redid the whole car, and they were out doing a photo shoot for promotional stuff for it. And the car hasn't been, you know, unveiled yet or anything, but a spy photographer, courtesy of Autoblog.com, they spotted this car as well. And I'm not sure how I feel about it. I have a friend that owns a Mini, as many of you know, and he personally didn't like it. So I don't know how Mini owners are going to react to this, but I think the headlights are kind of cool, how it has that circular kind of halo thing encircling the xenon headlight. And I mean, the proportions look a little weird, but the angle that it was taken from was really high up on like a rooftop or something. So, you know, I don't know if the angles do this car justice, but I think I could warm over to it. I mean, the back end looks a little weird. The taillights are enormous on this one, it seems, which is a little odd, but I think it looks good. It's modern, but still retro and classic and cute, you know, the kind of stuff that Mini goes for. So I think this is going to be a really good design, really good car. I'm sure it'll continue to keep the Mini popular. And this is going to probably have a carryover engine from the previous Mini for a while. They might switch over to a new motor though that puts out up to 300 horsepower, I'm hearing. We'll see if that turns out or not, but I'm excited to see official pictures of that Mini, and hopefully in the near future. And the last thing that I'm going to talk about this week is Subaru unveiled the WRX STI TS Type RA edition in Japan. So that's quite the mouthful, and it looks really sweet though. Of course, Japan always gets all the sweet versions of the Subarus that we never get here in America. And so, you know, this car, you can get in that bright orange color that was previously just a limited edition color here in America. You can get that color. And, you know, it has some minor cosmetic modifications, a little front lip. It has a small, nice metal wing on the back that is pretty cool. I actually really like the way this one looks. Too bad they're not offering it in the US here. But aside from those cosmetic modifications, this car is mostly about, you know, performance modifications to make this car perform better. So this one's going to have a revised suspension setup with tweaked springs and dampers and a faster steering ratio, which is kind of cool. And it's going to have Brembo brakes and a front strut tower bar brace. So, you know, this is probably the swan song for the STI. You know, this generation of it, they're just doing one really high-tuned STI version just as a send-off in this cool color before, you know, the 2014 one should be debuting pretty soon, I think. I'm not sure what auto show they'll reveal that at, maybe LA or something like that, I don't know. But, so yeah, looks pretty great. I wish we would get this one in America. So yeah, guys, that's it for the news. So I'll send it back to me in the car for the acceleration. So yeah, guys, that's it for this week. So I hope you enjoyed the news, and as always, I'll leave you with a nice little acceleration here, like I always do. And here we go.